Another day, another dishonest rant from the bigoted Rouge Scumba. Good evening, and welcome to the Rouge Scumba Show. Tonight, I want to talk about critical race theory, a subversive dogma that originated among leftists, professors in universities and law schools, but is now being introduced in grade school classrooms. Basically, it teaches that whites are by nature oppressors of others, and therefore they must be deprived of power so that other races can advance and gain more political power to compensate for past injustices. But this is nonsense. First, the injustices blacks and other minorities may have suffered in the past are indeed issues of the past. Children living today have nothing to do with anything that happened long ago, so why bother them with it? Second, whites are indeed the majority of this great nation. If we want our society to remain stable and prosperous, then the majority that rules must continue to rule. We can't afford for society to risk falling into chaos just to satisfy a few malcontents who want to overthrow us and take what we already have. And how unreasonable it is to teach white kids as young as 5 or 6 years old to hate their own race or hate their own country because of past issues that are seen as unjust. How absurd can you get? Yeah, that's right, Rouge. We need to fight for our freedom before we lose it to our enemies.
Father, are you concerned about this critical race theory being taught in my high school?
Should I be?
Well, Mr. Scumba also has attacked Sandy Smith, who used to be our town's mayor. And now she is teaching my history class.
What? When did this start?
In January, after Mr. Bentley became mayor of the town.
Mr. Hernandez, I demand to know why Sandy Smith is teaching history in this school. Did you authorize that? Yes, I did. It seemed only fair since Wayne Bentley was becoming mayor and I needed to replace him here, so I offered the job to Mrs. Smith, who had been mayor before. That's unacceptable. She is an atheist and subversive leftist who is clearly unfit to be a role model for our town's children. You must fire her, now. But she hasn't done anything wrong. I've already gotten feedback from the other teachers and some of the students here, and most of them like her. If she was incompetent or abusive, your request would make sense. Must I remind you that I am the superintendent of this entire school district? That means I am your boss, just as you are the boss of this school and its teachers and other staff. So if you don't fire Mrs. Smith, I will fire you and replace you with someone who will fire her. Is that clear, Mr. Hernandez? Yes, sir. I will summon Mrs. Smith to my office at the end of the day to inform her of your command. Good. That's what a subordinate of mine should do. Serve and obey me.
So you are firing me?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith, but that's what Superintendent Lord demands I do. But he mentioned you being atheist as the reason for being fired, so you, being a lawyer too, should sue him for discrimination. Even as a Catholic myself, I see you as one of the most ethical people in this town. You certainly proved that as our mayor. Your lack of religious beliefs has nothing to do with your moral standards, which by all appearances are indeed impeccable.
Just when I thought this town had fully cleaned itself up and we could move forward, this crap happens. Maybe we should remove that superintendent.
The superintendent is appointed by the school board of our independent school district, and its members are elected every 4 years. There are 8 members and I've already taken a look at them. And most of them are fundamentalist bigots, just like the superintendent.
And just like Reverend Dave Owen and Ted Anderson were. Very well, I will leave the school. But I will indeed file a lawsuit for discrimination. Those hypocrites will pay for this treachery.